Alright, everybody, thank you for tuning in to another episode in the adventures of making money with Python. Okay, today we're going to be starting with the code of researching our competitors. Before we can research who our competitors are, we must first have a collection to manipulate of our own inventory. We're going to collect our own inventory, and then we're going to say for every item in our own inventory, let's see who also has that same item for sale. So this is, again, collecting our own inventory. So the very first thing you're going to do, as always, is you're going to start by importing all your dependencies. The only thing you're going to need to download, if you don't already have it, I believe, is pip install Beautiful Soup and pip install eBay SDK. Now I've got my seller name, which this is actually not my own eBay account. This is another person I found who was drop shipping on eBay. In reality, yes, you probably can go ahead and just use this person's information, or you can use your own. Obviously, preferably you would use your own. That's what the point is, finding my own competition, or your own competition. So you want to start by downloading all your own stuff. So I've got a string that I'm going to call timecode, and it's just a string of numbers we're going to use to add to the end of our file name, so that way every time we run this program it will start a new file. And I want a directory called results that we're going to save our results into. That's going to be this, and the program I'm working on right now is this one. You don't have to worry about those two or that. So just results and the file we're actually working on. So if you want to save the file as one, collect my own inventory, and I number them so that way you know which one is 1, 2, and 3, so you can go back in order if you need to change anything. So anyway, okay. So if the folder results does not exist, we're going to make that folder. If the file name does not exist, we're going to make that file name. Okay, my app ID is going to be my app ID from eBay's API. So if you don't have that, go ahead and get one by signing up on the eBay developer page. Now I've got my variable API is equal to finding, where my app ID is my app ID. Next, I have maximum pages. This is going to be the maximum amount of pages that you're going to want to scrape. The most that you can get in one single search is 100 pages of results. So that's what this is going to allow us to do. I put 101 because it'll stop one page earlier. So anyway, if you do have 10,000 or more items up for sale and you get back 100 pages in your results, but you only want to collect like 3 because you're just trying to practice running the program, then just change that number, and instead of collecting all 100, it will collect just those 3. So okay, I've got an empty list called list item details, and then it's just going to print out collecting the inventory of, and then our seller name. So that's just sitting waiting for me to press enter to continue. So now, for page number in the range of 1 to maximum pages, the person that I'm scraping only has 24 results, which is 1 page. So it's just going to do this one time. So we have our dictionary called DCT_request, and keywords is going to be an empty space. I just want to get all the stuff that I have, so I'm just going to find everything by an empty space. Then pagination input, page number, string page number. Item filter is going to be my seller name. I only want stuff that's by me so I can work with my own stuff. Response API equals API.execute. We're going to do a find items advanced call, and instead of a find completed items or any other call, we're going to do this find items advanced call so we can, this is going to return my actively for sale stuff. If I wanted stuff that I sold previously, then I would do find completed items, and that's going to record all the inventory of the stuff that I have previously listed and sold or did not sell. But because I want the stuff that's actively for sale from myself or for whoever it is that I'm scraping, we're going to do the find items advanced call. Now I have a list comprehension called item details. On it is going to be a list of several items. So for I in soup API.find all item, find all string item, this is saying for every result, every listing that I get back in my response, give me the item ID of that listing, give me the title of that listing, the category ID, the category name, and the URL of that. Then we're just going to append each list onto our list called list item details, so that way we keep all this information together, so that way we can iterate it in the next thing. So, and then this says if our total pages is greater than or equal to what our actual page number is, we're going to break this loop. This is because, again, if this is at max pages equals 101, it's going to stop at page 100. But if you've only got 5 pages of stuff or 10 pages of stuff, you're going to, sorry about the neighbor's horn going off. I keep making all these videos and it's like, oh, sorry about the cat, sorry about the dog, sorry about the hollering and all kind of craziness going on. So anyway, so okay. Oh boy, I hope they stop that. Alright, so soup API. Okay, so if the page that we're on is greater than or equal to the max amount of pages, we're going to break that loop. So now for item in list item details, now we're just going to parse this stuff out again. Item ID, item title, item cat code, cat name, and URL. We're going to print out the title, and then we're going to send a request to the website, not the API. The reason why we're going to the website is because on the website, it might be on the API also, but that might have changed since I last looked. But for now, the way I've got it is we're going to get the UPC or the universal identifier from the website. So that's going to be the MPN or the UPC or the EAN or the ISBN. And that's because if one is available and not the other, then you still have that information. If none of those codes are available, we're going to just use the item title, but obviously you're going to definitely want to use that universal identifier 10 times out of 10 if you have the opportunity to. So considering that this is available, both of these are available, I'm just going to collect them both. But sometimes it'll be one is available and not the other. And if you're selling books, that's when you'll get an ISBN. If you're selling something that's not a book, you'll get a UPC or what have you. The way that I've got it set up is using a list comprehension. So we sent our request to the website, then we got our beautiful soup, and then we started to parse everything out. So I have a list called attribute labels, and this is soup site.findAll TD for table data, where the class name is ATTR labels, and that is this. Each item in the item specifics is going to have that class ATTR labels, but the thing that I'm looking for specifically again is the MPN, UPC, ISBN, or EAN. If for whatever product you have, you want the configuration or the capacity or the interface or who knows whatever else is available in item specifics, all that you would do is replace where I have, where's it at? This right here. If you want the storage capacity, you would just write storage capacity, and that's what's going to come up for you. But I've got UPC here, and then you can see I've got MPN and then EAN and ISBN. So and we got try and accepts because it might not be listed on that listing. So again, if you don't have any of these codes available on the listing, it's going to just collect the title. We'll do our next search for each item by the title. So sorry about the dog. So anyway, okay. So now that we've collected our ID, title, cat code, cat name, URL, UPC code, MPN code, EAN code, ISBN code, we want to write all of that to a file, so that way not only we have a saved list of our own inventory, the details of our own inventory, but in the next video we're going to iterate through each item and we're going to get the people who are selling these same items based on these identifiers. So we're going to open our file, which has already been initialized as the time code and the file name in our results folder, and then we're going to open it for append, and we're going to join this list by tabs to make it tabular, and then we're just gonna output.close, file output.close. The reason I open the file and close it, open, write, and close each iteration is because if you are collecting 10,000 items and your internet runs out or something happens and it stops, at least you will have written everything that you've got up to that point so far, so you can check your output. So just real quick, I should have done this already, but I'm going to just let that run. He's only got a couple items, so it's not going to take too long at all. So as you can see, it's printing out the eBay title, the listing title of what he has, and it's collecting all this information that we asked it to collect and saving it to our file, and that's going to be in here. So I'm going to open up results, and this is the one that it's working on right now. All these I can delete. That's from previous videos and whatnot. Okay, so now the program is done running, and this is what's going to be written when you do it too. So right here we have, yet again, let me see because I don't remember already. That is the item ID. Yes, the item ID from the listing itself, from the eBay item ID. Then there was no UPC collected, but he did have the MPN, and that's what's right here. You can see right here he's got the UPC and the MPN, which, you know, that's good. No EAN, no ISBN because it's not a book. Then we have the title of the product and whatever else comes after it. This is the category code, this is the category name, batteries and chargers, and then the URL to the item so we can inspect it if we so choose. So I'm going to just hit enter on that and it'll take me to the item that we're looking at. So this guy, he's selling stuff. He looks like he knows what he's doing. He's got 5 views per hour on this product. He sold one in the last 24 hours. And this is all the item specifics where UPC does not apply, but MPN is this thing right here, our universal identifier. We can see he's got 519 feedback. So yes, he seems to, just even based off of this one listing, have a pretty decent idea on what he's doing. So again, this is our inventory, which is not visually pleasing to the eye, but this is what we're going to use in our next video, in our next file, so that we can go through each of these items and see who our inventory is and actually create our dictionary of items. So anyway, I think that's enough flapping on after this video. So okay, please give me a like and a subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.